Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Monday Matters. My name's Gary, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you've been here before. So Monday Matters is your regular start the week section where we'll look at some news, reviews and gossip from the world of model making. I'll remind you of what I've been up to in the previous week. And I'll also be giving you a sort of sneaky preview on what's coming up in the following week as well. All of these will be in chapters on the video, so you can hop backwards and forwards at your heart's content. If you'd like to support this channel, then please check out the information box below for links to Patreon and to buy me a coffee. And also please do remember, if you haven't already, to click on the logo in the bottom right corner there and subscribe to my channel, where you'll find all of my back catalogue, loads of builds and a few other bits and pieces I've been involved in the past. You'll also get notifications, if you ask for them, of every new video I put up. So let's make a start. Right, we kick off with some news, and the first thing I want to point out is that arriving now on the shelves is the brand new Revell F15E Strike Eagle in 1/72 scale. It's a new tool boxing, 199 parts, and it is in the shops now. This arrived on my doorstep about 2 days ago. I'll be dropping a video on the contents of this soon, and then of course I'll be doing a full build video, so please do look out for those. I am really looking forward to building this kit. I like an Eagle. Next on the list is something that I really hope is going to come into the shops before too long. I'm looking forward to it. It's a bit of a strange thing in a way, but it's very topical. I think it would be really cool. This is the Bayraktar TB2 drone, or unmanned aerial vehicle. This kit has been announced by the Ukrainian firm Clearprop, who are planning to make it available in 1/72nd, 1/48th and 1/35th scales. 1/35th of course allows you to integrate other military vehicles into a diorama at the same scale. Now the Bayraktar is a Turkish-made UAV that Ukrainian forces are using against Russian troops at this very moment, so you've got to admire the chutzpah getting this up and running in the current climate. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure if this is an injection moulded kit or a short run resin kit. I think the former, but I'm looking out for it in the usual places and I will let you know when I see it for sale. Next off the ramp today, in more ways than one, is this new toolkit from Takom of the Fieseler V1 flying bomb on its launch ramp in 1/35th scale. You might already know the V2 kit that they've done before. Now this scale of course lends itself to adding other vehicles and personnel into great big dioramas. If you're really into them, there's also a V1 at the same scales available separately as a cutaway model, so you can make everything really educational as well as interesting. Prices to be announced soon. Next, fresh onto the virtual shelves at Airfix, is the Bristol Blenheim 4F in 1/72nd scale. This complements the Mark I that's already available at the same scale. Now, this appears to be a new offering, but it was first released in 2014, and if you do a little look into ScaleMates, you'll find, although it's reasonably modern tooling, it is exactly the same as the 2014 kit, the same markings and everything. One scheme comes for 248 Squadron as a day fighter, and another scheme as a 68 Squadron night fighter aircraft. This latter one was flown by Max Aitken, fighter ace, who was briefly second Baron Beaverbrook, later to find fame in the newspaper industry. Hopefully a regular feature here will be a bit of rumour mongering and idle speculation about what might be in the pipeline and what people may already have produced and aren't telling us about just yet. The first of these, I was looking through the Corgi website just the other day, looking at the spring availability of a couple of pre-orders. The first of them is the Avro Vulcan in the 1982 Black Buck guise, and the other is a short Sterling Mark III. Starting with Vulcan, if you saw my Vulcan build, you'll know that all the parts for the 1982 version of this wonderful aircraft are pretty much already provided, such as the late model Olympus engine exhaust and the radar warning receiver fin tip. Now, there are some pre-positioned hole locations on the lower wings. Maybe they'll fit the pylons for the Shrike missiles carried on Black Buck raids, although they do look a little far apart, but you know what, they might just work. Anyway, with the 40th anniversary of the Black Buck raids just a couple of months away, what are the odds of a new 1/72nd boxing? Too good to miss, surely. And as for the Sterling, well, look, they've probably got 3D CAD data for the Corgi kit stashed away on a computer somewhere, so it wouldn't be too much effort to re-engineer that to a plastic 1/72nd release before too long. It is about time. The Sterling that was most recently available from Airfix actually dates all the way back into the 1960s. If you want a modern one, there's the very intricate offering from Atalieri. The Mark III is shortly to be made available based on the 2014 tooling of the Mark IV. Now let's hope some sense prevails and we get a Sterling from Airfix as good as their recent Lancaster and Wellington kits before too long. Let's be honest, they do have a history of trying to preempt the competition. So what's Gary's stuff been up to in the last week? Well, I've been working on finishing the 1/72nd scale Boeing B-17G Flying Fortress from Airfix, a fiddly kit in many respects, but an important one to represent an important aircraft. I've also been working on a Hawker Tempest 5 in 1/72nd from KP. I won't insult my Czech viewers by attempting the name until someone has been kind enough to instruct me on its proper pronunciation. Maybe you've already had a look at my build of the new Airfix tool of the same aircraft. If not, here's a link. Do please have a nose at that. In fact, it's going to be exactly the same aircraft, one flown by B. Beaumont. So comparing the two is going to be an interesting video for the future. Also just published is an update to the Support for Ukraine video. Check them both out if you haven't seen them yet. It's just an idea of how we might be able to help the wonderful people of Ukraine and their amazing kit making industry to get back on their feet after the conflict is finished. Over the course of the next week, I will have a look at that wonderful new Revell F-15E Strike Eagle in 1/72nd, and I'll be starting to build it. I am expecting one of the new tool ICM kits of the OV-10 Bronco to arrive any day, the 1/48 scale one. Very excited to see that. Thinking of ICM as well, I do have an Airfix Concorde in my stash I do need to build. I'm kind of tempted to get the ICM to pull off TU-144 as well to do a comparison, but we'll see whether I do or not. Finally, I do have a gas patch Messerschmitt 163 Comet that I really do keep promising to start building. Maybe I'll dust that one off and have a go. And finally, another new feature, regular feature of this channel will be Figures Friday. This is where I'll be indulging my other passion, which is wargaming, painting figurines for war games, very much from the perspective of an ordinary wargamer, not for competition, not for museums, just to really intimidate your opponent on the battlefield. Look out for that every Friday. Anyway, that's it for the moment. This is the end of the first episode of Monday Matters. If you've enjoyed it, please do remember to like it and also to subscribe through the button over there if you haven't already done so. Now, if there's anything you'd like me to share, anything you'd like me to improve or delete or anything like that, let me know your thoughts in the comments box below. In any case, I hope to see you next Monday. Stay safe and happy modelling.